it look like? It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY back with another one of that OD power. For those that don't know who I am him, the echo of the El Kebule Kidnaps worldwide. I do this for them and them only. You understand me? Them and the ACs, man. All right? Definitely want to let the world know that. Want to give honor to the creators, want to give honor to the ancestors, want to give honor to the El Kebulan deities, and of course, the honor and respect to my AKs, man. Yes, sir. Now, look, I've been gone for a minute. I had a phenomenal conversation with a financial advisor yesterday. Gave me some very powerful wisdom. And he just basically said something that I already knew, but hearing it from an outside source is always a good thing. And what he basically said was, in order for you to change your community and change your family and change everything, you must elevate yourself to a level that they have never seen or was never in. Now, I know I have elevated myself when it's pertaining to like knowledge and gaining information. I elevated. Now, there's a lot of things that he also said that, I got to digress from saying too. I got to digress from acting like I know everything. And even though I say that, but I do walk around like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's the worst thing. And he says, if you're the smartest person in that room, you shouldn't be in that room. You always got to put yourself in a space where you're learning, because life is learning. You got to learn and 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 learn. And when he said that to me, it was, it was refreshing. It was a reminder, and I just got to get my shit together. You feel me? All jokes aside, got to do better, especially now that I have stepped away from all this religion, opposition and all this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, a guy came to me and he tried to invite me to one of these Jehovah Witness nonsense. And I said, yo, bro, I don't worship the God. First, I start off saying I don't follow your God. Whatever you believe in, I don't follow that. And then I don't give myself up to European gods, bro. He was a little agitated and I didn't care, you know what I'm saying? And that's part of the things that they do, right? These people come to you, like a sheep, right? Or wolf in sheep's clothing. They come to you all subtle and all polite and, oh my gosh, Jesus loves you and you should come chill with us. We need brothers like you. And then the minute you say, nah, F that, all of a sudden they catch an attitude, like the movie Friday. Remember when they was knocking on on Craig's door early in the morning, and he answered the door, and he was like, "No," and she was like, "Well, F you too, nigga." Yeah, it was one of those. You know what I'm saying? And it's always gonna be like that because religion is only about one thing: is gathering people into their organization slash doctrine, and you must oblige by the rules of their doctrine. And if you go against it, you have been overtaken by demons, spirits, then they gotta pray for you. They gotta do all that shenanigans. And I'm just not with all that, bro. I'm a grown ass man, bro. You know what I'm saying? My oldest is 23, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you? I just came a long way in life for me to be sitting here and again being subjected to doctrines that's not even factual. You feel me? Like these things can't be proven. It's either you believe it or you don't. And I choose not to believe it. And it's all right. I stand where I stand. You know what I'm saying? I stand with the El Kebulan Kidnaps, bro. And now I can care less. But how many of you guys heard about the death of Mary? I've never heard it. And I heard it today. And oh man, it really opens up another question mark. Like, for real? So she died, and then Jesus came back. She died and was risen in the third day. This is not me saying this. She died and was risen on the third day. This is not me saying this. She died and she was. You see, the problem is. You see, the problem is, you know, the saying goes, when Jesus comes back, they said that when Jesus comes back, he's gonna come back with the sword. He's gonna come back with wrath and vengeance, and he's going to avenge all the people that suffered by the hands of whoever when it's pertaining to the word of God and the following of Jesus. He was gonna wreak havoc for those people. So first and foremost, like I told you guys before, Jesus already came and he already wreaked havoc, bro. How you think we end up here? Listen, we didn't come here singing Kumbaya, bro. He already wreaked havoc. He already did his foolishness. Jesus' kingdom is here right now, fully functionable. Fully functionable. So everybody that's waiting for this kingdom, everybody that wanna go and sing Jeremiah, oh look, Jeremiah 63, Isaiah 63. This is it right here. This is their kingdom. It's right here, right now. And we really gotta get over that hump, bro. Like it's coming too much now. At this point, it's becoming frustrating. At this point, you know what I'm saying? At this point, it's becoming frustrating. At this point, it's another lie, bro. I keep telling you guys this all the time. You guys are waiting for something that already arrived. Okay? Every prophecy that was told by Jesus has been fulfilled. Every prophecy. There's not one prophecy that was not fulfilled. Every single prophecy has been fulfilled. All of it. He was going to wreak vengeance. He did that. He was going to come with the sword and divide. He did that. He was going to come with his kingdom. He did that. You guys are taking thousands of precepts and you're basing the story being about you for two precepts because they told you that he had hair of wool, and then because you was in captivity and because of these two things, you believe that the story is about you, bro. It's not about you, bro. They had Irish people that was enslaved, bro. That was in Jamaica. They had Italians that was enslaved. Okay, all these people, every race has involved in some level of slavery, bro. I'm just telling you what it is. This is not me trying to give you guys a Hollywood script. I'm telling you the story, bro. All these niggas was in captivity, man. Every single one of these dudes was in captivity, bro. They was enslaved. They was chained. They was removed from their family. You understand? All of it. And we as people need to get over that hump. It's time for us to get over this hurdle into this belief and thinking that because you hear these two precepts, this is a justification into why Jesus is with you, bro. It's a lie. Or this is why the Bible is about you. It's a lie. The Bible has nothing to do with black people, bro. I'm telling you, this has nothing to do with black people. The only people that's professing that the Bible is a black man's story are those that came from either the Hebrew community or theologian school. Everybody else knows without a shadow of a doubt that the Biblos had nothing to do with black people. That the Biblos was, when they were speaking about the Jews and redeeming the Jews, and the Jews would be on high. They would be the head and not the tail. It was talking about these Khazars. It was talking about those that you're claiming they stole your identity. These niggas never stole nothing from you. They created their own and gave you a book to justify their creation. They didn't steal nothing from you. How can they steal something when they're speaking a language that you can't speak? They're giving you a God that speaks the language that they're speaking, that you can't speak. And you're saying this is God's language. You're God's child. His language should resonate with you. Even if you study it, you should learn it. Why nobody's learning? You know why? Because none of this shit has nothing to do with you. This story has nothing to do with you. The Biblos were stolen, copied, and remade when they went into the Egyptian tombs and they took out the Egyptian tombs and they seen the Book of the Dead. I had a whole debate with a European Saturday having this conversation. And I told him, I said, yo, bro, did you ever read the Book of the Dead? He said, yeah. I know he didn't read the Book of the Dead. Because if you read the Book of the Dead, you would know without a shadow of a doubt that 90% of what you receive in the New Testament outside of Paul's writings, we're talking strictly Jesus, outside of Paul's writings, 90% of what you're reading goes hand in hand with the story of Horus, goes hand in hand with the story of Krishna. This is not me saying this, bro. This is me doing the homework and finding out that this shit is true. Okay? The Old Testament comes directly, and I repeat, directly from the Sashu people, bro. The Sashu people been calling on Yahweh from the very beginning. The Sashu people was living in Egypt. The Sashu people were savages, bro. And they just couldn't stop stealing. They just couldn't stop being in people's sources. They just couldn't stop. And when we fell as people and they got to that position, we talking about the Sashu people, they ensured that they was going to put laws in place, gods in place to prevent anybody from ever, and I repeat, ever taking them from their position, bro. Sashu people, bro. The Sashu people. Go look it up. Sashus. Who are the Sashus? Sashu people. This is where the Old Testament comes from, bro. They copy that from the Egyptian text, from the book of Thor, Thor, or Thoth. That's where this is where they get this understanding from, bro. And there's not a single person that can dispute that, bro. They're gonna give me their beliefs. They're gonna give me their beliefs, and I'm gonna give you their facts. Yeah, you gonna relax, fam. Yeah, you gonna relax. Fuck out of here. Niggas be thinking that they be Debo. You gonna relax, pimp. You know what I'm saying? These Sashu people, bro. Sashu people. These Jewish people that you see in, Sashus, Khazars. They come from the same region. They just changed their name. Every generation, they changed their name. Sashus then became Jews, then became Hebrews, then became Romans, then became Catholics, then became Caucasians, then became whites. Now they the ones that's in front of your face. That's who they are. Nothing more, nothing less. You can ask these people, bro. These people know their origin. It's you that don't know. It's because you start your understanding of life based on their religion. You got to put their religion down, bro, and see it for what it is. You got to go through Mother Nature, pimpin'. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through Mother Nature for you to see what really going on, bro. Come on, man. You guys got to understand the game, man. Sashu people, bro, they're the Sashus. They was calling on Yahweh before Abram. It's calling on Yahweh before Abram, bro. Abram is a Sashu, bro. Abram is a Sashu. Oh, you. Abram is a Sashu people, bro. Abram is a Sashu. Jacob is a Sashu. That's their story. That has nothing to do with us, bro. Yesterday, somebody sent me some stuff to prove that the what you call these guys? The El Kebulan, the Swahili, is it the Swahili? Is associated with Hebrew or something, and the man was trying to decipher the two and break them down. And I'm like, yo, bro, think about what you're saying, pimpin'. That's not our language, bro. Yo, bro, why are you trying so hard to prove to yourself that the Bible is about you, bro? I say, yo, bro, instead of showing me the language, bro, show me the locations of where these niggas was murdered, where they was buried, anything, bro. Show me something that's tied to that. Show me something that's tied to a physical appearance. I do not want to see man-made maps that was created by them. If you're not going to be able to explain to me how the heck did African speaking languages end up having locations in Africa in English, that doesn't make sense, bro. Who's changing the names? Don't tell me that this was African first and then the Americans stole it. That's bullshit, my nigga. And you know it's bullshit, bro. Why is there 15 different why is there 15 different versions of a map of Africa in that same year? Why? Because when them colonizers came, said everybody had an agenda, bro. Why are we not paying attention to the story? Everybody had an agenda. The Spaniards did it this way. The Greeks did it that way. The Berlins did it the other way. All of them created a map to fit their narrative, bro. It's to fit their narrative, bro. Them niggas wanted to bring the story of Israel to the center of the center of East Africa, bro, in Kenya. They said nah because there was too many dogs, bro. Why can't you guys see that? This is in your face. Why are you not trying to see that? Why are you not trying to put 1 + 1 got to equal 2, bro? Why are you continuously accepting the lies? Why must the lie continue in your mind for you to feel some level of what? Feel good? So you can stand in front of people and act like you got the knowledge and wisdom? You don't have no knowledge. You don't have no understanding. Everything that you're saying is foolish, is lies, is pure madness. Pure madness. The fuck? Yo. Yo, bro, oh my geez, shit like this really makes my hair hurt. How are we this naive? How can we be this dumb? Look at the stories. Everybody saying, look, show me where these niggas was killed at. Show me where these niggas was buried at. Show me where these niggas was living at. Show it to me. Show it. We can pinpoint, we can pinpoint fossils. We can show fossils thousands of years. We can do what you call that? What you call that joint? What you call that? We unraveling mummies, going through tombs, everything to identify history. But nobody can go through no tombs to find Jesus. Nobody can find no Mary. Nobody can find no Abram, no Isaac, no Jacob, bro. We can't find none of these people. And now I'm putting things to the question. Like, yo, bro, we're not seeing this. And nobody can pinpoint where they at. The story is giving you a description of where they would be. Think about this for a minute, people. Think about this. They said that they took the bodies and they put it in a cave. These niggas is going into the cave. You telling me that these people actually found the actual bodies of Jesus, Abram, Isaac, David, etc.? You telling me the people that gave you this story would not uphold it to high regards, would not put it in the most expensive, isolated royal museum that you could ever imagine? We're talking about these people. I can go to the museum right here in Brooklyn, bro, and see shit for Egypt. I'm seeing the tombs, the mummies in Egypt, in Brooklyn. You're telling me that nobody's gonna put up a picture of Abram, Isaac, Jacob, Jesus, whoever, Paul, David, Solomon? You telling me nobody's gonna put a picture, a display, their image, their tomb, and what they was, showing you that these niggas exist? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We can't be this naive. So it's starting to get annoying. And we justifying their writings by their illustration. We got black people, yo, bro, you know, if you go into the Library of Congress, you know, you're gonna see that they know exactly this, that, blah, blah, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And it's like, so we are telling the world about a particular group of people coming from a particular bloodline. But yeah, we need their sources to identify who they are in their bloodlines. And when things become contradictional and when things get confusing, you say shit like, oh, you gotta pray on it and let's wait for Jesus to give you a sign, or wait for Yahweh or Yahushua or whoever it may be to give you a sign for you to receive this message, or pray on it. If that's all I've been hearing for the last how many years, I've been saying this. I've been questioning all of this, bro. I've been saying this. I'm like, yo, hold on, this don't make sense. It don't make sense. I want you guys to really process this through. I want you guys to really, really process this right now. I want you to process this. Now, the story of heaven and hell, right? Now, we all know that the story of heaven, we all know that the story of heaven, according to what they told us, it's a lie. Okay? The heavens, kingdoms, and the riches of everything of this world is here in this world right now. You don't have to die to receive that. They told you that so you can take it back what was yours, which is El Kebulan. That is the land of kingdoms. Okay? Cool. We're not even going to get into that. Now, the story of hell. I want you guys to really believe this. I really want you guys to process this and ask yourself this question. Please. And this is not me trying to be funny. I really, really want you guys to ask yourself this question. These people obviously are the ones that put the writings of hell in a book, whether it's in the Bible, whether it's the Apocalypse of Paul, Peter. These are the people that wrote it, right? They wrote it. They know, right? What's supposed to happen when evil people die, right? They know what's supposed to happen to evil people when they die. But it never once stopped them from doing evil. Nobody ever asked that question? It never once stopped them from doing evil. You ever ask yourself that question? The people that gave you the understanding about hell and the destruction and what's going to come with the evil, with the going against the commandments, doing this against God, doing this to God's people, what's going to happen to you. But none of them had disregards, and none of it stopped them from doing its evil things to you. These are the people that gave you the story of hell, but now one time did they show any level of fear when it's pertaining to hell? That don't bother you guys? That don't raise a question mark? That don't say, wait, hold on, this don't make no sense. Hold on, pimp it. That doesn't do that for you? Okay. Well, it does it for me. It does it for me. Not only am I seeing how betarized the men are getting, how soft and emotional the men are getting, I'm also watching how ignorant and foolish we're becoming as well. How we're not putting things into its proper perspective. And I understand why people are not putting stuff in the proper perspective, because but when they come into a religion, the first thing that you are told when you enter the door, any religion, congregation, whatever, the first thing that they tell you or ask you is, do you believe? Do you believe? You have to believe. Meaning, in order for this hypnosis to work, you have to be in a state of belief. You can't think logical. You can't think common sense. All these things got to be thrown out the window, because they're gonna say you in the flesh, my brother. You in the flesh. You got to be in the spirit, my brother. In the spirit, can't be in the flesh. God don't talk in the flesh. He don't talk to man in the flesh. But wasn't you hollering at me in my flesh? God don't talk to people in the flesh, but yeah, you was hollering at me in my flesh, telling me to get along with you. So which one is it? You see, these are the things that I started paying attention to. I really started paying attention to how my people started acting. Like, wait, hold on. My people is really operating in a state of emotions. You can't have emotions in a fight for redemption. You can't have emotions when you're in a fight for redemption. You can't have emotions when you know that these people in any given moment could end your life. destroy your life, could take your child away, could take your wife away. How you can't have no emotions in this? You gotta be a straight up savage. Mentally, you gotta be spiritually fit. You gotta be ready to go down for whatever, because it's always gonna be whatever when it's coming to your redemption, redeeming who you are, your identity, redeeming and reclaiming your identity, reclaiming your land, standing for your people. I'm gonna tell you a story. Yesterday, I'm having a bill with a brother working at UPS. Shout out to the brother, man. I ain't gonna say his name. Having a bill, and while we talking, he asking questions because he wanted to know how to deal with people. Because when I seen him, I said, yo, what's up, bro? And he was like, yo, bro, I do the same thing too. But sometimes, you know, and we was in a European neighborhood, and I say, yo, bro, you know, anytime I see a fellow comrade in these people's neighborhood, I'm always gonna salute you, just so you know that I'm standing with you. God forbid anything goes down. You know, I'm not the graham cracker. I'm not the one that's gonna switch sides. Nah, I'm gonna ride with you. You automatically right. I don't care what you did. No disrespect, but this is how we move. You feel me? This is how we move, and this is how I'm moving forward. I don't care what's going on. I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? I stand on that. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. I don't care what you doing, what you operating on, what you believe. I don't hear none of that. When it's the choice between us and them, I'm always gonna stand with us. Always. Until the day I die. Are you crazy? You feel me? So then he having a conversation and we just building, you know what I'm saying? Giving him the 411. Giving him, I'm like, yo, bro, you gonna get this barbecue chicken, you gonna eat this, you heard? And lo and behold, who comes out of nowhere? This nigga supervisor pulls up on some, he says, yo, he's on the clock. He gotta be working. He gotta do such and such. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like, word? He gotta do such and such? I'm like, all right, my bad, bro. Right? While I'm saying this, right? Basically cut the conversation because he's on the clock, right? For him to end up having another 10-minute conversation. I'm looking and I wanted to be petty and be like, yo, I thought he was on the clock, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I already know,